We're all being driven by beliefs. And now it's your choice whether to believe your belief or to change your belief. If you think about a belief more as an opinion, okay, a belief is an opinion that you hold to be true. Okay? Opinions are kind of, if you think about opinions are kind of a little bit more changeable. But a belief is just like a strong opinion that you think is true because all the evidence you see and that you look at shows you that this thing that you think is probably true. Beliefs and opinions can be really inhibiting on your life. So let's take one for an example. You might think, let's say you're a 40-something-year-old woman who's going into menopause, kind of the early stages of menopause, and you've been a bit overweight for a long time and you've decided now that you want to lose weight. But in your 20s, after you had maybe, or late 20s, maybe you had your first kid, you tried to lose weight. It took a long time, but you did it. You had a second kid. It took a bit longer and you never quite made it back down again. Maybe you had a third kid or a third pregnancy. And ever since then, you found it almost impossible to lose weight. And let's say that was 10 years ago. And you look around at your friends and maybe you look back to your mum or grandparents or aunts and uncles, and maybe that was also kind of true for them. Now, I get why you might feel like it's hard to lose weight, okay, and why that would be your opinion, because you've experienced it yourself. Your close relatives and friends have maybe gone through a similar or the same experience. You might have lost weight before and then put it all back on really quick. So another opinion might be, well, what's the point of losing all this weight? Because I know as soon as I stop doing this really difficult diet and this really hard training routine, within about 6 weeks, I'm going to put it all back on again. So it's like, what's the point? So you might not even start because you're looking at the end and going, well, what's the point in getting to the end? Because I'm not going to like the result 6 weeks after that. Because the result 6 weeks after that, well, maybe it's gone back to worse or the same as what it was before. And you've put all this time and effort and energy and you're just back where you started. What's the point in even starting? So these beliefs, and I've just used weight as an example, okay, because it could be about anything in life. It could be about work, it could be about relationships, it could be about yourself, it could be about anything. And these beliefs are not necessarily true, and I'll show you right now how you can see things in a different light. Let's say it is losing weight. Let's say you do find it really hard. Let's say that is your belief. Let's say that it was also your belief that keeping it off is really difficult. All you need to do, okay, and I make it sound easy, okay, but all you need to do is find just one example of a human being who has done exactly what you are trying to do. If one human has done it, then you know that belief that you've created is not true. Now, it'd be great if you could do that with a friend or a family member, because then it's more personal. Okay, it's like, well, Sally from accounting did it, so if she can do it, I can do it. Rather than, say, looking at a famous person and going, oh, well, Jennifer Aniston looks great and she's 50-something, you know, but Jennifer Aniston's had access to personal trainers and nutritionists and life coaches and all this kind of stuff for the past 30 plus years because she's had the money to do it. And you're maybe not in that position. So try and look for someone who is in a kind of a similar lifestyle to you, but you look around the school, you look around your friends and your friends' friends, and look for the person who doesn't fit the mold. Look for the person who's a similar age, maybe a couple of years younger, a couple of years older, maybe they're even 10 years older, but they've managed to go from being a bit overweight, they've lost weight, and they've maintained that loss, okay? And it maybe it didn't happen overnight, maybe it did take 6 months or a year or 2 years, and they are still working on it, but they are the example that you need to be looking at, because beliefs can change. Okay? People can go from Christianity to Judaism. People can go from Judaism to Islam. People can go from Islam into Zen Buddhism, if you like. Okay, beliefs can change, okay? And if we can change our belief about religion, well, surely we can change our belief about weight loss. Surely we can change our belief about how people think, about what we think about ourselves, about what we think what is possible and what is not possible. You can change your beliefs because a belief is just a strong opinion, okay? And opinions change daily. Your belief can change daily as well. It's best to find a positive one and stick with it, okay? Otherwise, you'll be flip-flopping and not making a full decision and committing to anything. But you need to commit to making a decision to change your belief and then start showing yourself that that is true. And if it's in this example, by exercising, by changing your diet, by making changes that are not like fad diets, but are lifestyle changes that you can maintain for years rather than just for a period of a few months. Because doing things like that, okay, you can maintain motivation for 3 months, maybe 6 months if you've got good support. But at some point, you're going to be kind of probably more on your own and have less of that backup, and all the momentum and all the gusto and all the positive thinking that you had at the start and all the goal setting and all that drive you had at the beginning, that's going to wane to an extent at some point. So you're going to have to change your beliefs so that it becomes easier to believe, okay? So that you have to do less, so that it takes less time, so that it's easy to change, it's easy to lose weight, it's easy to maintain weight loss. It's easy to do all these things, okay? I can do this for the rest of my life. I've got another 40, 50 years left, okay? I'm going to be able to maintain this until I'm well into my 80s, okay? Maybe even my 90s. I'm going to have a strong, healthy body until the day I die, and mind, okay? If you start telling yourself this stuff now, then what are the chances it's going to happen? Tell you what, those chances are much greater than if you held on to the belief it's hard to lose weight. It's really hard to keep the weight off. Hey, my mum had dementia, I'm going to get dementia, blah, 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 blah. Okay, these are all opinions, okay? And they are not necessarily true, because if it is not true for one single human being out of 7 billion, if it is not true for one, then it is not true for humanity, which means it can be not true for you. So change your belief, change that opinion. It's easier than you think. Okay, keeping the motivation, keeping going, maybe a bit harder because you've got to take action on it, but you can change your belief. And if you change your belief, well, you're much more likely to even get to the gym, to change how you eat, to enjoy the healthier food rather than maybe the snack food and the foods that you normally have gone for. Hey, if this is weight loss, it could be anything. It could literally be anything. It could be job and promotions and business and work and being self-employed or running your own business or whatever it might be. Okay, if your opinion or your belief sucks, then you're not going to do the right things to get you to the places that you want to go. So to change your life, you need to change your belief. Okay, and just look at your beliefs, write them down. Okay, whether it's about, look at your goal, okay, whatever goal that might be in your life, look at what you believe about it. Okay, maybe look at the negative ones. Okay, and then ask yourself, what do I need to believe instead? Don't necessarily just flip to the opposite, because your brain will go, well, that's not true too. Okay, and then you still won't do it and your belief won't have changed. Okay, maybe it just needs to be something a little bit more towards the way you want to go. Okay, so it's in the right direction, but it's not polar opposite. Cool. Thanks for joining me today. Remember to subscribe, follow me, do whatever it is, whatever social media platform we might be on. Click for notifications. See you on another video. Thanks for joining me again. Oh, one more thing. Head over to Amazon, search my name, and that's Peter Houchin, and get the journal that will help you to do all of this for yourself. Okay, loads of cool stuff in there. There's going to be more going into a newer version coming another time, but that's for another day. Get yourself started now. Get over to Amazon now, search my name, find the diary, get that delivered, and start working on changing your beliefs and changing your life, whether it's health, finance, relationships, whatever it is you need to improve. That journal will help you to do that.